What's good, everybody? It's RainbowFur back at it again with Terrellion and Crimsonite. Today, we're actually going to be talking about the Nintendo Switch overall, as well as the price points, because I know that's a huge discussion right now. We're going to get into that. But before we do, I do kind of want to gloss over a couple of the specs. We're not really much spec guys, but we did talk a little bit about it in the previous two episodes. Make sure to check that out. But just to kind of go through it, allegedly, we're going to get 4K resolution, 120 frames, 1080p with including when you put it on TV, 256 gigs and you can use any micro SD except the Switch One, 3D spatial sound. The USB-C is both on the top and the bottom, and the Joy-Con snap instead of slide. Thank God. But first, now we get into the real discussion. Because like I said, the first part is allegedly it's gonna work that way. But let's get into the nitty-gritty, the pricing. So first off, if you guys don't know or you haven't had it or what have you, they have a what?
Wait, I thought we were gonna talk about our opinions on the Switch 2. Come on, Rainbow. Hey, guys, what's up, YouTube? Got you guys here. Check this out. Rainbow really fumbled the bag here. Crim, overall, what are your impressions here on the Nintendo Switch 2? What do you think about it?
Honestly, I actually do like a lot about it. It's the thing I did notice is it's nothing like major changes or anything, but it is like little nice quality of life changes. Like for example, the magnetic strips, instead of having to deal with like strapping it on yourself, USB charger from both the top and the bottom, so that way you can play upside down, because earlier they did mention the upside down feature.
That's true.
Now Nintendo's keeping up with the times, and now it has a built-in mic, so I don't have to buy a whole ass mic on the side. And then they have the C button to get into the mic. Like it's a lot of changes, but it's nothing like big, but it's at the same time it's like little nice quality of life changes. Just makes things a whole lot easier.
I wanted to cut you off when you what?
That should have been there.
Oh yeah, I wanted to cut you off when you spoke about the mic. What did you even need a mic for on the first Switch?
That's true.
Nintendo
But like even then.
Oh, sorry. This one random game where you build boxes and create little robots that nobody even bought into. Nintendo Lab, right?
No.
What are you talking about?
No. Like in some games in general, like Smash Brothers or Splatoon, you had to download a whole ass app for VC.
If that's what you wanted to do.
That nobody really.
Yeah, once again, nobody used, and everybody was on Discord anyways.
Yeah, might as well just use Discord. So like that's why the mic changes. So like if there is a new Smash or a new Splatoon, and I'm trying to make callouts and shit, I don't have to get on Discord or anything, or an extended Nintendo app. And Nintendo uses unnecessary extended app.
I agree. And when you're trying to yell at somebody for using a top tier in the next Super Smash Bros. Game,
you're
ready to yell at them. Like that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, and also kind of into the whole Discord, because when y'all saw the game chat, it honestly just looked like Discord. Let's keep it real.
Yes.
I think that's why they had the app in the first place, because they're just like, we're not gonna have our children hop on Discord knowing what potential dangers are from Discord, right? That's why the app was there, and it's still there, but with like a little bit more stuff. But now there's a button to click for game chat. So you can only friends and family. So let's say if you're like across the world, you click, hey, family, hey, father, hey, son, or whatever, right? You can still like talk to each other through, online and shit, which I imagine that was their biggest intention. But goddamn that screen share, I saw the frames. It was going on -4 frames.
They nailed everything but the game sharing or the screen sharing. It's screen sharing, not game sharing, because this game sharing is actually completely different, which is also on the Switch now. You can game share locally and online, finally. But screen sharing looks bad, but that's a very minor complaint, honestly. I don't really see many people game or screen sharing that much. The most important thing is that you can now have camera footage of people, and that looks smooth at least. And you can also use mic and talk to people now, and that looks interesting, but I really don't see myself utilizing any of that shit because Discord exists. But
yeah, but we're also like more adults, so we've been around Discord where kids shouldn't. They shouldn't be on Discord. Discord or Telegram. Those are hotspots for weird.
Telegram.
What?
Yeah, exactly. What? Yeah, I know.
So Telegram is like where MySpace is, but
I wish
yeah.
Nintendo was like, I wish it wasn't main focus being, family friendly. I should just boot up a game and be hopping onto VC, ready to talk my shit.
And you would be part of the problem.
Yeah, you're the exact reason why Nintendo has created their own Discord, right, Crim? So now your people, you crazies, can't talk to the kids and yell at them for selecting a bad cart or hitting you with a blue shell. Like, you're the reason.
Our example. Thank you for being our example. We appreciate you, Crim. We appreciate your contribution.
Shut the fuck. You be talking shit a lot too.
We all do, but anyways, I like the mic inclusion. That's great. The screen is bigger overall, which is also really nice too. It's now I can't remember the resolution. It's 1080 now, right? They're doing 1080.
1080, 121.
Yeah, they're on board now with the standard. Finally. And the mouse, the Joy-Cons seems really interesting. I can definitely see that being used whenever the new Splatoon game comes out. And the meta is literally just going to be using it as a mouse. Like, let's be real here. If you're playing regular controller on Splatoon, you're throwing the game. You gotta whip out your mouse, right? And I'm wondering if they're gonna allow you, or I'm pretty sure people might actually create third-party products that are legitimate mice,
yeah, of course. Come on. Yeah.
That's gonna be great.
Yeah, because for those who don't know, when you play Splatoon competitively, people say you would be throwing if you don't use the motion controls. And I was like, okay, well, let me use the motion controls. And I'll like slightly turn to the right, and my character will go. I'm like, okay, no, bro, I can't deal with that. Hell no.
Now you're throwing if you're not using the mouse, so
yeah,
that's gonna be really funny.
And then when Marvel Rivals comes to Switch, I'm gonna be losing to a bunch of Switch mouse controllers. Cringe.
Yeah, will never happen. Don't want to monkey paw curl it, but it would.
All right. Well, overall,
the mouse isn't that.
Yeah, the mouse is really nice. It's a very strange addition, in my opinion, but
hopefully
it's
games actually start using the gimmicks, because in the past, like consoles for Nintendo, it'll be like, oh, here's this cool like gimmick we have, and then hardly any game company would use it because it sucked even fucking making a game on their console, because it was like 10 years in the past at bare minimum. But since they said, okay, hey, 4K, 180p, 120 frames, it's more included that third parties will go, okay, you know what? I will make the game with this stuff. And you know what? I might even utilize what the little gimmicks that you have. Because
for how long,
in that direct, yeah, right. But in that direct, you saw all those fucking third parties. So, we'll have to see. Yeah. But let's move on to some other prices that you guys can see on your screen, showing the family plan, the membership type, because we're still on the buying online shit. Well, let's talk about it. Well, actually, first, let me just ask you guys this: do you guys use the family plan or the individual? When you did use it,
I used the family. I was on the family plan. I know Crim also was on the family plan. I think Crim invited me to his family plan, if I remember correctly. Like,
yeah, but you couldn't get it.
Yeah, I wasn't able to get it, but it is what it is.
I had it too.
I believe all of us were on family plan, and I'll just put this out here, and I'm pretty sure everybody will agree with me. Family plan is the way to go. It's literally 8 people you can get on board, and if you're all adults, you can all like split the amount that it costs, so you're paying basically like little to nothing. It is literally the way to go. I don't know why you would go individual and you're just paying like this overpriced amount for shitty Nintendo Online.
When I had online, I was in the family film with like a bunch of homies that I met in college or whatever. They were just like, hey, just give me $5. I was like, oh.
Yeah. That's how it works. Everybody gets on board and everybody's just like paying one individual that's paying for it $5. And it's just like, there you go. And it's like $5 a year, right? So it's the way to go. I don't know why you wouldn't do it any other way. And Rainbow's gonna be like scrolling through all this stuff here in this family plan to show you what's a part of it.
Yeah.
But the one thing that's missing that's gonna be new to the Nintendo Switch 2 is the GameCube. The GameCube online stuff. The GameCube games being emulated for the Switch 2. That's not here on the website yet, but
They showed it off in the direct. There's some that were like, ooh, and then there's some that was just like, third.
yeah. So this is the individual plan.
Yeah, just individual plan, online versus expansion. So
$20
just,
a year.
Yeah.
And if you get the expansion, it's going to be $50 a year, which is ridiculous, dude. Like, imagine that. Nintendo Online. $50 a year, you're a fool if you're paying that. No offense, but
it was worse with Xbox and PlayStation. They fucking charged out the wazoo like 70, 80, and that would be like a month.
But at least with Xbox or Microsoft and Sony, right? You're getting far more bang for your buck. Like I know for Sony you get like PlayStation Plus, so don't you get like games for free monthly and shit like that? Like actual current day games. Nintendo is giving. It wasn't current, but within like a 1 to 2 year time span. You know what I mean? Nintendo.
It was on some like. It was on some Steam shit where it's like, here's a free game, and it's like a game from 1950s and shit.
And then, all the time though, I could have sworn that there was a time they gave you like a brand new game, like a game that just came out and they just gave it to you. I
Sometimes
swear.
they do that. I know.
Yeah,
I know.
Right?
Yeah, my brother has Xbox, and sometimes the game will just drop.
And you get it for free.
Rare cases, but yeah,
that's Game Pass though. You got to remember that's Game Pass. Game Pass, it would only be there for a certain amount of time, and then you lose it essentially. And PlayStation Plus, it was 2 every month, but it was like it was on some Epic Games shit where it's like, here's some games. It might be like a game that's like $50, but you've never heard of it, or their online is dead or some shit, and then there'll be a couple bangers. Like Dead by Daylight. I'm kidding, but it would be like.
Yeah, I do remember that. They occasionally give you some pretty good games. Like, to my knowledge, you can get some pretty decent games that are like full price still, and it's like, oh, you have our premium service, our plus service. Boom, here's this cool game that you might not have yet, and it's completely free now just for having our service. I think that's dope. But Nintendo will just give you the actual, like, this is from the 1990s. Here's this game for free, like, big whoop. You know what I mean? You gotta pay $50 extra for that shit a year.
And what sucks too is people don't know about emulation. At least not that.
Exactly. That's the point that I'm trying to make.
And even people who do know, Nintendo niggas will be like, "That's piracy. That's cheating." And shit. I'm just kind of like, "How old is this game, bro? Come on, stop."
You can. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, if you get mad over, emulating a video game from Nintendo, you just gotta get it out of your mouth. Like, dude, we're not gonna.
Yeah.
We don't want to pay $50 for just to play Wind Waker when I can just emulate that shit.
Right. A lot of games can be emulated off of Dolphin on your computer and even on your phone. Some games I've seen get emulated off of a phone. And now Nintendo's just like, hey, stop doing that, guys. You can't do that. We're gonna do it. We're gonna charge you $50 extra for it. On our online service. Get fucked.
Yeah.
How dare you play our 50-year-old game for free?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Like, dude, that PlayStation 2 emulator I heard about, I downloaded a little bit, but I haven't gone through it. Dude, that was my fucking childhood. Yeah, but let's go over what you get, because it's gonna be the same on the family plan, but it's gonna be different price.
No, but show the family plan since it's the same. So family plan pricing is $34.99, and like we said earlier, if you got a full group of 8 people, that's basically paying one individual who's got it on their credit card. That's like paying him $5 or like $4 a year. So that's fucking awesome. And if you guys really care to get the expansion pack, which I'm kind of gonna look at right now for myself, it's $80, which would mean everybody just has to pay a little bit extra. Still not that bad. Way better than the individual plan. So you get online play, which is obvious. You get Nintendo Entertainment System, Nintendo Switch Online. So you get to play the NES games. They got like a whole library of NES games. They got a whole library of SNES games as well, Super Nintendo Entertainment System games. They got Game Boy games that you guys can play if you guys really give a shit about any of that. Even though we just
They got Spotify.
Yeah, they got Nintendo Music, guys. This shouldn't even be here. This is a scam, okay? Let me tell you guys something. Just use YouTube or literally what Rainbow just said, Spotify, to listen to any music you want, and you probably listen to better music than Nintendo music. Let's keep it 1,000, okay?
It was crazy too. Is like Nintendo tried to stop like YouTube and Spotify and be like, hey, don't put that shit on your channel. And then they're just like, all right, we give up. They're gonna like whatever.
Yeah. The Nintendo music thing is actually something I noticed on the direct. I'm like, bro, I'm just gonna go to YouTube.com.
Right.
Just you guys gotta stop acting like there's some sort of glory company that hands us stuff in a silver plate and overpricing your shit. Like, chill out.
And what's not on here is the Nintendo Switch 2, GameCube, which they're gonna have emulations of Nintendo GameCube
we'll get
games.
to that part. We'll get to that part in a second because it's gonna be on the expansion, not on the regular shit.
Oh, I thought no, it is on the expansion, is it not?
No, it's gonna be on the expansion, but like we haven't got to the part where.
I didn't realize that that's expansion only. I didn't realize that. Okay, my bad. So, save data cloud. So if you have games or whatever and you save it to the cloud, Nintendo Online, you need to have the online service to save it to the cloud. I personally think a lot of this cloud shit is really stupid, but that's just my opinion. But hey, there you go. You get it. Just in the regular plan.
It's going out the window, but some people are bringing it back. Yeah.
Okay, and then Nintendo Switch Online app. This shouldn't even be here. This is a joke.
Without your phones.
Yeah, this is another joke. It's pointless. Special offers. I used to get some of the cool little, knickknacks and shit off of the website. A lot of it is really pointless, and you end up just losing it or throwing it in the trash. Anyways, so
it's GameStop offers where it's just like,
yeah.
Oh wait, you had that? Because I never go on your fucking website. I didn't know that. Like, alright, bro.
And now we enter into the expansion stuff, which I apologize. I brought up the GameCube first, but anyways, they've done the N64, so Nintendo 64 stuff is in the expansion. That's pretty cool. I remember the N64 games. I think we've all enjoyed them ourselves. Great. They got the Game Boy Advance games already on the regular Switch. Cool, whatever. I don't really care. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass. Now, refresh my memory to both of you guys. Is this something that you can just buy separately, or you have to have the pass for this?
You have that.
You can buy that. No, you can buy it separately. Yeah, I bought it separately. What is it? You just buy it separately, and yeah, it's literally just if you have the family plan, you just get it for free.
Yeah.
Okay. Still, but you can still buy it separately.
That's what I had assumed. Because obviously it'd be stupid for them to force you to pay that extra expansion pass premium just to gain access to this stuff. That'd be a little bit ridiculous in my opinion, but so yeah, you can buy it separately. So that's kind of irrelevant. Yeah, I'm assuming that because of what Crim just said right now that you can buy it separately. I'm assuming it applies for Animal Crossing as well. You can just buy it separately, and I'm assuming it applies for Splatoon here as well. You can buy it separately if you want, and yeah, if you have the expansion, you get it for free. If you don't, you gotta buy it on its own. Now, Sega Genesis Nintendo Switch Online, so you get some Sega Genesis games. I know Rainbow's nodding his head in excitement. Go ahead, Rainbow.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Earlier, you mentioned that, like, oh yeah, all of us like have fond memories of 64. I never had 64 in my fucking life, but you know what I did have? The fucking Sega Genesis, baby. Let's fucking go. I love me some Genesis.
I guess we're different then, because N64 was kind of like my child, like SNES and N64.
My house was a PlayStation house. So.
Gotcha. That makes sense though. I gotcha. So I guess we'll jump into the GameCube if you guys want to talk about that briefly.
It's basically the same shit. It's just the GameCube.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I was actually gonna try to pop up what games there were, but let's be honest. Y'all saw the direct. Some of the games I liked. Some of the games I just either heard of but didn't play, or I was kind of like, oh, that's nice for the people who were like hyped for it.
They showed off the Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. Like, I don't have the HD version on the Wii U. If I really want to play it that bad, as opposed to paying more, I would just dust off my Wii U and boot up Wind Waker HD.
Facts.
Yeah.
You already fucking know.
Unless you don't have your Wii, and then in which case, Lamau.
If you don't even have the Wii and you don't want to pay this premium, or if like the Nintendo Switch 2 is far too expensive for you right now, because I know times are tough, whatever, literally just go get like your phone. I'm pretty sure most people have an iPhone. You might be able to run Wind Waker on your phone emulating it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt it. I swear to God, I wouldn't doubt it. But yeah, that's just my overall opinion on it. Is I find the GameCube emulation games and all these different emulation games, I personally find to be a little stupid. To pay the premium for, it should have just been for free.
The standout one out of all the ones they showed was Soul Calibur 2. I was like, Soul Calibur 2, what? And then they're like, yeah, feature link. I was like, oh, that's why. That's right.
Yeah.
DLC.
The only two things I like about this emulation, I'll say this right now, and then we can move on if you guys want. The only two things I like about the emulation is the convenience factor of it. It's just if you have the Nintendo console, you don't have to go through this whole wild process of downloading ROMs on these sketchy websites and shit. Nintendo's got it all for you right there. And if the game has multiplayer, you can just play with your friends really quickly on these emulators. You don't got to do all these like Hamachi and shit like that on your computer. I know Hamachi's really annoying to go through. It's a whole process, and you got to get people's IP addresses and shit. It's ridiculous. With this system, you just quickly play with people. If the game has multiplayer, it's nice, it's smooth, it's great. The last thing that I like about it is I forgot. Let's move on. Wait, no, I didn't. I remember. It's the fact that when you're playing these games, and let's say you die or you make a mistake, you can actually hit a rewind button. You can literally rewind. I don't know if you guys have seen it. You rewind and you can just resume again.
I've done that a few times when I've played.
Power's way out.
So and those rewinds are for me because I love to not make a mistake. Because I make a bunch of them, yada yada. All right, but yeah, let's not forget to move on to the next point, which is the prices for the Switch 2 and everything subsequent with that. Let's talk about it. So we're gonna say the important ones because you can see it on your screen. Look at it as we're talking, but the main things is the Nintendo Switch 2 for $450. Switch 2 plus Mario Kart World is $500.
Hold on. I don't think we need to go through all of them like that. But as you say it, we'll talk about it. I think that's better, just so we can get through it quickly. But Nintendo Switch 2 being $450, the price is a little outrageous in my opinion. It's a little hard to trust Nintendo, for me at least, considering how god-awful all of their consoles have been throughout the years, in terms of how well they operate and how well they run. I think 450 is a little ridiculous, but we'll see how it
We've had
ends up
consoles
being.
for way more though.
Yeah, and that you're right. But all those other consoles, it's weird to say.
They really didn't have games for like fucking 2 years, and they're like, oh yeah, we're making games now. So it's kind of like even if you consider it ridiculous, if you're just thinking like, okay, what games can I get if I get this console? They already showed all of them in the Direct, and all of them are basically going to come out at the same time.
Yeah, they do have the games coming out, but I don't know how well the console itself is going to run, which is the main issue, right? And while all the other consoles, the issue is they didn't have games, well, we already know the consoles themselves are going to run smoothly. You know what I mean? Like, you can always trust the Xbox console or PlayStation console, whatever.
You can count on Sony and Microsoft to deliver the console, and you can count on Nintendo to deliver the games.
There you go.
Crazy how this world
That's a good
works.
one. But just from looking at the top three here, like Nintendo Switch 2 plus Mario Kart, and then Mario Kart. Obviously, if Mario Kart is $80, you're gonna want to buy the Mario Kart
bundle
plus Nintendo Switch bundle because you're getting a discount on Mario Kart. And I guess we can transition now into talking about Mario Kart World costing $80.
That's outrageous, actually. Why is it $80?
Okay,
we
I'll
get it. It's Mario Kart. Ooh, nice. Ooh, it's not $80 worth.
Let me kind of go over that discourse because I wouldn't say I was knee deep in the discourse, but I heard it from different perspectives and everything. As you guys know, especially nowadays, everyone, or at least most people, which is basically the people who overclock their PCs and shit, want to be like, I want the most realistic graphics. I want it to make sure every game's in 4K, which is so dumb because you niggas just play other games like indie games or whatever, right? So the cost of making those games goes higher. Now, whether that's inflated or it's necessary or not is up to you. But the cost per development, as it currently stands, gets bigger. Because we've had games be $70 for like the fucking longest. Like I remember when I first like thought about like the price for consoles, it was always $70. But now it's like at 80 or whatever. Like 80 is like recent. And people say like the world is like kind of like the gateway into it since it's Nintendo. But it's happened with some other games too. So I guess the main issue is just because it's recent. So it's like, oh, it's Nintendo. Oh, they're doing $80. Let's get on their ass. Just because it's a recent thing. But I would say, look, gaming is a fucking luxury, guys. We're all gamers, yes. But gaming is a fucking luxury. Especially for PC niggas out there. You've bought or got a bunch of like little bundles and shit back then, and you never installed, nor did you ever play the games you had before. If you're really that critical about the new games and you may not even be interested in them, just go back to playing your older games, bro. Enjoy those.
I apologize because Rainbow's calling everybody a something nigga. You're like a something nigga. This nigga. Apologize, guys.
Sorry, I'm carried by the N-word.
Stupid.
I disagree with Rainbow's take here on the price. I agree with him saying gaming's a luxury, but Nintendo is not a luxury. So
I was gonna say, are you actually defending the price of this?
He is defending it.
I'm not defending it, but I'm defending like people's mindset about it. I'm sorry, I'm fighting against people's mindset about it, but I'm not defending the price at all. I think the price, like, how can you make Mario Kart 80 but then make Donkey Kong 70? Like what? Like, why does that have to be 80? Because if y'all heard, GTA is probably gonna be $100+.
And GTA has every right to be $100+ because that game has an absurd amount of content within it. This is Mario Kart, bro. This is just racing.
Yeah.
This is kart racing. You're not looking at like the difference in content here. I get it. You can drive around the world in Mario Kart, but like, what are you doing other than driving around the world of Mario Kart? When you look at GTA, you're driving around the world of GTA and you get out of your car and you can just punch a woman in the gut and then get back in your car and drive to the strip.
Wow.
Like, dude,
that was very specific.
And it is that specific. That's the point.
You can do so much shit, like down to the specifics in GTA.
Yes. You could just get down and tie your shoes, and then there's like a mini game for tying your shoes. Like, dude, that is insane. This is Mario Kart where you're just stuck in a cart on a Nintendo Switch console.
And it's like every other Mario Kart in the past. You choose the Grand Prix you want to do or the stage you want to do. You choose your character, and you're pretty much set and done.
Okay, which I will agree on content and like price if it like correlates, but we're also talking about a game that's probably gonna be $100 and not work. Because if y'all remember, GTA 5, the launch was abysmal because they made the story and said in 2 weeks then you will have online, and the first week of online was literally unplayable. Like literally unplayable.
I think
couldn't do it.
Okay, that's fair. But it inevitably became playable, correct?
But the fact that it took as long as it did, yes.
That to me is like, this is why I tell people not to pre-order games. I tell people to wait for reviews to come out, right? You wait, you give a game a good amount of time to allow the reviewers to play it and allow the game to get its proper fixes, bug fixes, updates. And once everything's completely fixed and ready to go, then you can start looking at the game as a product to purchase. Buying games immediately day one is a fucking issue because there's always release problems, especially nowadays, right? Like with how it was with Cyberpunk 2077. Everybody gassed the hell out of that game. It came out and it had problems up the wazoo.
It still does.
And it still does. They're still patching, fixing things. They even claim that the game was supposed to have multiplayer. It doesn't. We're not going down that rabbit hole. The point is, you just don't buy games day one. This is a completely different conversation topic. I get where you're going with, but me and Crim here. There you go. Me and Crim, we understand how it works, right? Like, we don't believe this game is worth the 80, but I don't even like GTA. I don't even think Crim likes GTA, right? Crim, you don't like GTA? Yeah. We don't even like GTA, but we are willing to sit here and tell you GTA. Yeah, that shit's probably going to be worth $100. Like, we ain't gonna argue on that one.
Actually, I just thought the other thing too this is probably why more people are saying it, is because Nintendo is notorious, and they still do it. They don't have discounts. Like Smash Ultimate is still fucking $70.
Because
That's
Nintendo's
also like people's like big problem of why it's 80 is because of that shit too. It's just kind of
That's true. Yeah, Nintendo is one of the greediest companies I fucking know.
yes, they're greedy as hell, and they're probably charging $80 for Mario Kart because it looks so good and it's the first game of launch. They're trying to get as much money as they can off of that initial hype. You know, it's the new console, it's a new game, it looks good, it looks fresh. Everybody's willing to pay whatever the price tag says on it. You know what I mean? And you're one of those people, Rainbow, that's just gonna be like, $80. Gaming's a luxury, my niggas. So you're part of the fucking problem. We can move on though.
suck it in, my nigga. Like holy shit.
Not. We basically touched on Donkey Kong here because we were talking about the pricing and stuff with it.
Yeah.
So it's 70. I think 70's fair. Like that's the next gen gaming pricing.
Yeah,
You know,
that's how much every game is right now. It's just weird
Right.
that Mario is more expensive.
And I did say off camera before that I believe that Donkey Kong and Mario Kart should have their prices swapped because I personally believe that Donkey Kong looks more like an $80 game in my opinion. Just like the crazy absurd stuff that you could do in it. Just looks like there was far more work put into it overall. I don't know.
Oh
but-
yeah, no, for sure. But then again, it's the Donkey Kong IP versus the Mario Kart IP.
Correct.
So, I mean, like,
You're right. You're 100% right on that. But overall, I would go as far as say that like these games should still be in the like $60 price ranges.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion. I think
Yeah.
that's
$70 makes sense because that's what every game is priced at now. So it's like, okay, next gen pricing, whatever. But inflation, got it, cool. But these games should still be at 60. Different topic entirely though.
And honestly, it's funny that you say that because based on our age, I should be the unk saying it should be 60.
We're not that far off, my dick. So Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controllers being $80. What do you guys think?
Can't wait for
That's
Smash
actually
niggas to break their
better.
Pro controllers.
It's like
And
yeah, that's true.
$80
Like,
over and over.
if you're gonna pay for it, please take care of it. Like Smash Brothers players, like please chill the fuck out. It's not worth slamming your controller because that's $80 down the drain. But like other
Actually-
than that, it's like it's the Pro controller being priced at 80 is like a standard controller now. I think Xbox controllers are 80 and DualSenses for the
But-
PS5 also.
But
80.
is a Joy-Con
about
a
that.
standard controller though? It's
Oh,
like
I
a
thought you
little
said-
stick. It's
thought
half
you
of a
said
controller.
Pro.
They're
Yeah.
charging you the same price of a full controller, and it's a goddamn half of a controller.
Wait, I thought you said Pro controller earlier. So how much is
oh
the Pro?
shit! I did say Pro controller. Holy fuck! I'm thinking of a Joy-Con. You're right.
Yeah, no. Joy-Cons need to be cheaper, especially
Yeah.
with like
Don't get ahead of yourself, by the way. Don't get ahead of
you know how Joy-Cons always have like some sort of problem. Like
Yeah,
the
drift.
first Switch
We
was
can get
always the
into
drift
that.
and all that. Yeah, so like if you're gonna be charging $80 for, or first of all, a stick with
Ooh.
tiny ass buttons, at least make sure it's not very vulnerable to all these sorts of problems.
Hold
Because
on,
I should
right.
be able to have my controller and it should function good for at least a couple of
What?
years.
Wait, you say that, bro? When you said drift, it's funny you say that because one of the gimmicks of the Joy-Cons is that it's a mouse. So imagine if it's a mouse, but it still drifts.
Ooh.
Hell no. Hell no.
There's definitely going to be problems with it for sure on release. You're going to definitely need to wait for the what do they call it when like the new
The guinea pigs, content creators.
I know that, but there's normally like the next wave,
Update?
like a new wave
Oh.
of consoles, like with all the
okay.
fixes. You're gonna need to wait for the next wave of Nintendo Switches to come out, in my opinion. That's the best time to buy it. But I know everybody's gonna see new, and want to buy it immediately. So
It's
I
shook.
can't-
It's shook. Take the
yeah,
bait.
yeah. Nothing much I can say on that. But like Krim said, the Joy Cons, those little slim sticks of just. They're worthless, bro. Just buy a Pro controller. I would never recommend buying another Joy-Con unless you have to, unless you broke it and you got to pay that punishment
Oh.
fee.
Unless the Pro controller just feels so much better.
Yeah, like nobody wants to play on dude, my hands are too big. My hands are way too
Yeah.
big.
Let's show off our hands real quick.
Yeah.
Good lord.
I'm
glad it got bigger because whenever I played on a Joy-Con, even if I had it on the fucking on the screen share, I'm like, this is how I play it. Just play it like this. Like,
yeah. Our hands are just too big for Joy-Cons. So
too lanky.
It's not even about lankiness. It's just like we're just big hands in general. And imagine if your hands aren't lanky and they're just like thick as well. Clicking on those tiny ass buttons, dude. You're hitting 3 buttons at once. It's just not.
Your carpet tunnel.
Yeah, it's just not good. What do you guys think?
Stop trying to be quirky. Like, just make a regular ass fucking controller.
Right, 100%.
They made a normal controller and called it. Yeah, they made a normal ass controller and called it Pro controller. Like, get the fuck out of here.
No, yeah, okay, Nintendo. That's called a controller. Like,
well, yeah. To be fair, PlayStation also calls their shit DualSense on it. You know, it's
buzzword. They threw. It's all buzzwords. Yeah.
Before we talk about the camera, though, I will say one thing. Earlier, Kirby said like, "Oh, Smash players don't break your shit. It's not that serious." No, I'm gonna need those pro controller shit to skyrocket because I can't wait to see the rage when Smash comes out. I'm ready for that.
Oh yeah,
we actually didn't talk about the other controller.
Violations are always the greatest.
We didn't talk about the other controller. Wait, was the GameCube controller that they showed off the other pro controller, or was it just...
They showed off the GameCube controller, but I don't really think it's necessary to talk about. The GameCube controller is not necessary. Like, that's not something you need. That's just something if you really care about the family expansion GameCube emulated games, and you would buy that. But if you don't care, or you don't even need it, it's not necessary at all. They always do that for all of their new emulated consoles. They always give you the controller.
It's for specific shit. I just didn't see the price, so it's kind of like it's gonna be the same.
It's just cool that it's got a C stick, or not C stick. It's got the C button, so you can like talk or whatever.
It's a C button and a C stick.
Yeah. Camera.
But yeah. Moving on to the other C is the camera. $50. I'll say this.
Yeah, not worth it.
$50 is what you could get with the cameras that we're using right now, and mine was like 30. So
and mind you, remember these cameras are more than likely only going to work for your Switch, so you won't be able to use it if you're trying to stream off the PC or anything.
You already fucking know.
You're paying $50 for a Nintendo exclusive camera.
Look, I apologize to anybody coming to this video expecting us to just be sitting here glazing Nintendo and just like hyped and excited about all these new things coming out. Just like, oh my god, I can't wait to get this, can't wait to get it. No, sorry. Here's the quick reality check. Not even PC Master Race shit. This is just the reality check of shit here. Like, dude, these prices are ridiculous, and they're charging you for a camera that's probably only going to work for your Nintendo Switch 2, and you won't ever be able to use it.
It will.
It will most likely, and you won't be able to use it for anything else. And I'm not gonna sit here and pretend as if it's a bad camera. From what we saw in the video footage, it looks like a really good camera. Like it auto green screens for you. That's
especially
awesome.
If you use it for more games later in the future.
Yeah, it's awesome what the camera can do and the features it's got on it. But if you can't use it for anything other than your Switch, it just seems like a waste of all of that like greatness and all the features on it. You know, like I would want to use that shit for Discord, man, or something else. Or maybe if you're going to school and you got to use Zoom, I would like to unplug it, put it in my laptop, use it for Zoom.
Get the selfie stick too, like, hey guys, welcome back to the vlog.
Yeah, there's so many cool things you'd be able to do with it off your Switch, but on your Switch, it's just kind of boring and lame.
You know what? I just had a thought. I just had a thought of this. And this even applies to back in their previous days. You know how the American dollar is like the best in terms of like all of the dollars and shit?
Right.
What if, Japan is considering because for people who've looked into it, I mean, there are games where for us it's like 60 or 70, but somewhere like Brazil it's 150. Because their dollar is damn near worthless, right? Or at least on the low end. So what if they're trying to compensate based on Japanese currency? And why shit is that inflated? I can see that. It just sucks that if that's the case, that sucks as to why the prices are this high.
Well, I would just hope that Nintendo is kind enough to allow people with cameras already, like us, to just plug in our cameras into the Switch and just use what we've got. But I highly doubt that, because I know how Nintendo is. They want to force you to buy new shit. Their new shit, their exclusive stuff, and use it only for their consoles. And that's going to be a big shame if that's the case.
We implore you, Nintendo. Here's our fucking bowl. Can I have another?
Man, nah, fuck all that. Here's the truth, okay? We just gotta wait for the third-party people because I don't know if you guys have. I know I do. I don't know if Rainbow did, but
I mentioned it.
There's people that have made GameCube adapters, so we can just like plug in an adapter to our our Switch or our Wii U. And it even works for the PC. Oh my gosh, third party, you guys, right? But Nintendo didn't do that. Nintendo's adapters only worked on Nintendo consoles.
Actually, you know what's crazy? You say that because I know you don't know. I know we spoke about it off camera before. When I couldn't afford a Pro controller, like with the Switch One, I got the third party ones because obviously they're cheaper. No shit. And they had like the 2 or 3 or whatever buttons on the back. And notice how Nintendo's Pro Controller has the 2 buttons on the back.
Nintendo stole right from them.
Just yoink. Thank you for that.
And now we gotta wait for the third-party people to create something even better than what's already displayed here on the screen. Like all these different products, they're gonna make something more
and for a cheaper price.
Yep, there you go, cheaper and better.
And guess what? For all the general masses out there, but especially for people who like play Nintendo or like on Smash players, make sure you know who you're supporting, because there's some people out there trying to get your money. But with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. Links all down below. Like, comment, subscribe, put us in that algorithm. You already know. So until next time, got some videos planned, so can't wait to show you guys. Have a good one.